Welcome to week 6 notebook, name and build your own agent. In this notebook, we build our agent using the starter agent harness. So the first step, which might take 2 to 3 minutes, is installing the starter agent harness, which comes from GitHub, Sage's AI.Education Downs. In week 1, you trained your own AI model. You gave it a model specific knowledge and memory in week 4, and then you also created a pitfall filter to catch bad logic in week 5. Now in this week 6, you're taking your AI model and turning it from an AI assistant to an AI agent using our starter agent harness. Now that that's installed, we're going to pick the brain. For this run, I'm using the one that is the default. But if you wanted to use the one that you trained in week 3, you can open your week 3 fine-tuning notebook and copy all of week 6 by selecting all of it. And then in week 3's notebook, add it underneath. And then run week 3 and then continue on with week 6. Okay, so for this one though, we're going to use the shared model, the Quen, and that takes almost no time. And the next step is to wake it up, and that might take 2 to 3 minutes.
So you can see that it's downloading this model and it's up.
That was really fast. So step 4, this is where you're doing some editing. You're actually designing your agent. There's these things, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to pick the name, the focus, the priorities in order, and its disposition. So your agent, the first step is just choosing its name. So I think in the first video, I called my agent Juniper. So you just add it in there. I didn't press that. There we go, Juniper. Their pronouns, I'm keeping it as they, them. A short phrase, the one that we've been using or focusing on is the planning coach. And the most important line that we've been using all summer, that it's a time and project management, and that they are turning realistic goals into realistic, doable plans by coaching me for myself, not by handing a finished plan. So the most important priority that we've been using all summer, coach me, don't do it for me. And Alex, you mentioned with a small model,
it's always important not to overload it too much, and that the first and last things in your instructions are what it pays it most attention to. What this is known as is middle context fallout. It's just like how when you're at school, you remember the first days of the school year and you remember the last days of the school year, and it's kind of easy to forget about the middles. Same thing goes for most weeks even.
Very true. You can also adjust a little bit and make it sound more like how you'd want your coach to sound like here, with warm, clear, and encouraging, and what to say when a request isn't about your focus. We want it to focus on redirecting. So if I ask it something that's not part of planning, it will say it very clearly and get me back on task. So once that's finished, we're going to press play. It takes no time. And then we're going to test it out and say hello. Let's make sure it works. So first off, we have, hi, who are you and what can you help me with? And our agent is called Juniper. They're a planning coach. Their focus is time and project management, and their first priority is to coach me. Hello. And here's the response. I specialize in helping people transform vague ideas into concrete plans that they can take action. And the first thing they do, besides introducing themselves, is ask me a question. That's great. So now let's actually see with a real example from my life. So right here, instead of help me plan my week, I might want to change it to something else. Help me plan my week. I have 3 assignments due Tuesday and a work shift on Saturday. So I just changed it, but you can completely rewrite it if you want and make it really relate to this week for you. So here's Juniper's response. Great, let's break down your tasks and see where you can make them manageable within your busy schedule. First, let's clarify who who these assignments are for. Number 1, due Tuesday. Number 2 is due Tuesday, and a work shift on Saturday. Let's prioritize based on urgency and importance. Assignment 1 and 2 need to be completed before Tuesday ends. Importance, the shift on Saturday should also be planned as soon as possible. Given this information, here's a structured plan. Morning, review all deadlines. Juniper didn't really ask me a question.
Now, one of the reasons for this is twofold. One, when I said that it's important to have the middle fallout taken into account, it wasn't. And two, this wasn't using a fine-tuned model.
Mm-hmm.
So for this really to shine, you either have to do a bit of arm twisting by having it that you make sure that there's no overloading that happens, or two, having it so that you're using one of your fine-tuned models from earlier in the summer.
So could I have maybe removed some of the priorities?
You could have ended on always ask me questions.
Okay.
So for example, right there, you can end on always ask me leading questions.
Always.
Not give me finished responses. Now.
Okay, so now I have to run this again?
Well, yeah, you ran it again, then go on down.
Run it here again?
Scroll down, yeah. It's running.
Okay, there it asks a question like last time.
Yeah.
And let's see. Keeping the same request. Sure, let's break it down together. First, can you tell me more about your assignments? Now it's asking questions.
Yeah. So what was happening is that because you didn't end what it's supposed to be doing on the most important aspect of it, you were having that fallout in the middle. It was instead focusing on being kind and not on the question asking.
Okay, next. My reply, answer its questions here, then return the cell. Over here to the conversation we were just having. My assignments are for, let's say, math class. My 2 assignments are for math class. They are extra credit. How much time do you think you need for each? I need 20 minutes. And I think that's good. So let's go for it. Your 2 assignments are extra credit for math, requiring 20 minutes each. Now, considering your upcoming work shift on Saturday, can you tell me if there's anything specific you'd like to include in your plan beyond just completing these assignments? For example, would you prefer to prioritize them based on importance or urgency, or perhaps allocate some time for personal activities? And it goes on. Okay, now for your hand-in, there's 3 things you need to submit. The link, your profile committed to your own repository, which we will go over shortly. A short transcript, a few lines of your agent actually helping you and why you chose the name. The homework will show up in the cells. Right now, I don't have everything that's needed. Right here, it still says that I'm missing my link, but here I have my transcript. And I haven't also explained yet in one sentence why I picked Juniper. I just really like the name Juniper.
Well, that is a very simple explanation. It would be really good if you expand on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is what you'll be handing in the email. Now we're going to focus on the link and what that entails. To do that, you go to the next chapter in our workbook, chapter 9. And there's 2 routes. And route 1 is no terminal, no password. It's the simple way, and it's the way I'm going to show you. So you're going to copy this and bring it back to your week 6 notebook. And if you haven't changed the name of your file, which is up here, agent.yaml, then anywhere underneath you can open, I'm going to put it down here though, you can add another code box and paste it in and then run it. And what's happening here is you've just downloaded your agent file. I'm saving it in my downloads, and now I'm going to go into GitHub into my coaching agent. This was from the template that we made a copy of last week, chapter 6. time travel with version control. Okay, so now I want to add a file, upload files, and I'm looking.
You can drag and drop it, or you can just hit choose your file. Either one works.
And make sure
On your downloads.
Yeah.
It's there and there.
Okay, agent YAML, open, and there it is. And now you have to explain what you have to commit, right?
Yeah, you should add your message
Yep.
so that you're doing. So, for example, a good simple message might be add my planning agent profile.
So that has been committed, and now I need my link.
So you can just right click and copy the clean link. Now it's always good to verify that this link works in a private window. So I'm going to go up to my file menu and I'm going to do a private window. So I'm not logged into GitHub anymore. And then paste. Yep.
And it works. So that's the link that we're going to share. So in my notebook where the link is supposed to go, I'll add it. So, and here. So there we go.
Now run that line.
Okay. And I would still have to explain.
And look at the output.
Technically, I haven't said why I've picked it, and I would also do that. Okay. And then you'll copy and paste this and put it in the email, and that's your 3 tasks.
Yeah. And it's also saved directly into your notebook this way.
Yes. And then there was one more thing, Alex, right? That students can do.
Yeah, definitely.
If they wanted to share.
Scroll down to the bottom of the notebook and you'll see it.
Oh, okay. The optional.
Yeah. So open your first pull request. Cover this in the next video, but this goes into having it that you actually are forking something, not just creating a new repo off of a template. And we'll go into that in the subsequent video.